Ambassador and colleagues, and it really is wonderful to see so many colleagues representing, as you've heard, all the political parties. This event is getting bigger and bigger, which is a reflection, I think, of some of the work that some of us have been doing in Parliament to raise the profile of what has happened in the past in Armenia, but also importantly what is still happening in Armenia today. And if we thought last year when we gathered here that things were looking tough in Armenia and in Nagorno-Karabakh, obviously things have got worse. And as we speak, the Lachin corridor, that vital lifeline between Nagorno-Karabakh and Armenia, is blocked with checkpoints and has been for many, many months and shows no sign of being liberated. So we need to continue putting the pressure on our government, to put pressure on the Azerbaijanis to abide by international law and allow some compassion and humanitarianism towards the people who are really suffering in Nagorno-Karabakh. And I'm glad that a Foreign Office Minister will be visiting Armenia in May, and we will be having a meeting with him beforehand to make sure he's fully in receipt of the facts and what he needs to be saying publicly when he's out there. But the point of today is historically to look back at those terrible, terrible events that started 108 years ago. Armenia is often referred to as the forgotten genocide. Many of us have tried to make sure it's no longer the forgotten genocide in Parliament. We have legislation, 2 bills on the recognition of the Armenian genocide trying to go through Parliament. Because if you are to appreciate the horrors of modern genocide that are still going on, be it in parts of China and elsewhere, you need to appreciate the historic cases of genocide which remain unresolved, and Armenia is one of those. 33 nations around the world, I think, now have recognized formally the Armenian genocide, and it is high time that the United Kingdom became one of those countries too. So that is something that unites many of us across all the parties in Parliament, and something we will continue to fight for. But today I just thank everybody and possible, and to everybody for coming, and in laying our wreaths we pay tribute to those victims all those years ago who lost their lives and suffered such terrible fates at the hands of the Ottomans, that their tragedy has not been forgotten, and we play a small part today in making sure that their sacrifice will not be forgotten, and we make sure that everybody is aware of what happened in the past. Thank you for coming, everybody.
Team and all members of all party groups and all of the parliamentarians for taking time and coming here to commemorate with us, with the Armenian community, this solemn occasion, the 108th anniversary of the Armenian genocide in Ottoman Empire. At these very challenging times, to commemorate the 108th anniversary, one would ask why we are coming together. But this is not only about the past wrongdoings, which we are trying to address, and we believe that there is no time limitation for these events. And as Tim rightly mentioned, the fight for the genocide recognition goes on, and the latest one being the historic recognition by the United States. When I was there as ambassador, I hope we can bring the torch in some way across the ocean and come here to this great land of Great Britain, and to bring as a country standing in the defense of human rights and the defense of those who have been suffering, to recognize this historic scourge, the Armenian genocide. So I wanted also to pay tribute all those in this great land of Great Britain who have been, from the days of the Armenian genocide, alerting this country, alerting the world. And first one saying the name of the other day, I was speaking in front of the Armenian community, mentioning the name of the great Prime Minister William Gladstone, who long before Armenian genocide alerted and rose these concerns. And he said, to serve Armenians is equal to serve the humanity or the civilization. and many others like Lord James Bryce, who later became UK ambassador to the United States, Arnold Toynbee, world-renowned historian, who produced that famous volume of Blue Book together with Lord Bryce, and many, many others whose names we cannot enumerate. I want to pay tribute to all those memories of those who rose against this violence, this crime against humanity. By the way, it was the British government at the time that, together with the Russian and French government at the time, labeled it on May 24th, 1915 as a crime against humanity. There was a statement produced together with British government. So why to commemorate today? Because our government, Armenian government, believes that the genocide recognition is not only about the past, but also to try to address the scourge of genocide in our days, to prevent, as we see across the world. I don't want to mention the areas, but as Tim rightly mentioned, the Republic of Armenia and Artsakh, especially Artsakh, in the light of the 135th day of the illegal and inhuman blockade by the Azerbaijani government against 100% besieging Nagorno-Karabakh. Nagorno-Karabakh today faces the challenge of genocide or ethnic cleansing. It is not an exaggeration, it is a situation that we have at this reality. And I wanted to appreciate sincerely all our friends here in the British Parliament for standing for the right cause of the people of Artsakh. Baroness Caroline Cox is here, Tim Lawton, and all our friends, Jessica Morden, who traveled last year to Armenia. They saw what's the situation. They met the representatives. Lord Altan has traveled in the past and he has been with his daughter in even Nagorno-Karabakh, and many others who stood, and recently they organized the Westminster debate, and we saw the overwhelming support by the British parliamentarians to the situation of human rights, to defend the right cause of the people of Nagorno-Karabakh, their right to live on their ancestral land. So the scourge of genocide, unfortunately, has not disappeared. It is very much acute, and we want our friends to continuously raise this question and to address this matter so that the people of Nagorno-Karabakh find a proper and just and fair solution to their issue. Once again, commemorating 108th anniversary of the Armenian genocide, I want to express hope that the modern Republic of Armenia and Artsakh, Nagorno-Karabakh, with the help of their friends worldwide, will be strong, will be much stronger, because Armenia is a democratic country, as different from its neighbor, which is a dictatorship, clearly. We'll overcome these difficulties, and we're looking forward to continue these strong bonds of friendship with our friends here in the UK. Thank you very much, all of you, for your presence. Thank you.